Hello everyone, I decided to record a process video, and in this one you can see that I actually tinted it gray. I realized afterwards that I shouldn't have done that because I started with line art and it was starting to confuse me because but anyways, you can see I drew and redrew multiple times. This is the line art layer. I'll have a frame. I did the frame, then I reduced the opacity to 50%, and then now I'm doing line over it. I actually have been drawing mostly traditionally for the last couple weeks, so getting back into digital art, I felt kind of like it was kind of hard to get the lines right because my wrist, and I was not used to the tablet because I took a break from digital line art, so you see me constantly erasing and redrawing it. After a while I eventually get it and I realized what I want to draw, and this is inspired by the Shoujo manga that I've been reading. Well, maybe I'll just call them girly webtoons because I've been mostly reading Korean webtoons right now, the girly ones, and so I was like, oh, I'll just draw like a girly girl in this like webtoon fantasy dress, and I wanted to give her decorations in her hair, and you'll see, yeah, I tried doing a bunch of little circles, and I couldn't get it to drag properly. You know the shape tool, the circle shape tool, it wasn't working, and then I decided to forget that and just deal with it later. Eventually you'll see me create a brush of which will let me print out a string of pearls. What's really great about Photoshop is you can adjust the brushes so that you can stamp pearls, you can stamp books, you can stamp flowers. I actually downloaded a flower stamp. I'll probably put the link somewhere in the description, but there's a wonderful background artist who made some free Photoshop brushes that I downloaded. I hope they're still out there for free. She has like a landscape set and a cityscape one. And then what I like about Photoshop is here you can see me like just move. I can move stuff around, I can erase and redraw as many times as I want, and that's what I'm doing. Let me know if you have any questions about the digital drawing process. In this one, I started with line art first. In some of my images, I will just block out first because I noticed that sometimes the poses, they're easier for me to do when I block out. Sometimes they're easier for me to do when it's line art. I noticed that because I'm so used to drawing the proportions of an adult, if I try to draw a child, I have a character who's a child, I have to block her out, because if I try to draw a child's proportions with line art or frames, my brain doesn't compute, but I can block it in. Yeah, here you see me changing I wanted to give her like this webtoon, you know, those fantasy European medieval / Victorian era dress thingies. So she's in a big poofy dress with bell sleeves, and then I gave her gloves because I drew her arms and I was like, that looks weird to have her arms empty like that. And I can to tilt it and everything, I just use the transform tool. What I'll do to move things around, I lasso them and then I press V to move. And transform is really great because you can tilt things, you can change the proportion, you can change the size. And here you see me turning the background to white, so the lines stand out easier for me. Lines for the dress, the lines actually didn't work out very well. You see, I tried different designs and I'm like, do I like this? No, I don't like it. So I just erased it all and ended up, I painted it over with color. I do have training in realism, and sometimes it works better, especially if I do big pieces of fabric or fabric folds. The comic style, it's harder for me when I do fabric folds. So later on you'll see me just color it in. Right now you're just seeing a ton of mistakes. I just keep making mistakes and erasing, and I adjust the color for skin tone a couple times until I get something that I kind of like. And what I'll do to paint over is to lock the layer. Once I lock the layer, then I don't have to worry about painting out of it. And I wanted to give her green eyes. It's like, oh, that'll be pretty. And I tried different things in the eyes. I tried putting a dot in the center, and it looked too much like some of the webtoon art that I don't like. So I was like, I'll change it a little bit. I'm a little picky. I'm like, oh, that resembles this thing I don't like. No. I ended up lassoing the hair. I realized that maybe I should just lasso the main portion of the hair and then painted in the rest, because yeah, I like the lasso tool, but it doesn't seem like the most efficient, especially for strands of hair. In fact, I think I prefer to just draw hair without, I prefer to block in hair. Next time I'm just gonna block in the hair and draw the lines over it. So this method does work, but I personally think it would be easier to block it in and then draw lines afterwards, or just do a few lines and then block in the rest and then do some lines afterwards. Because this way I had to do a lot of erasing next to lines, and I realized it would have been easier if I had just blocked it in and just said draw lines on the block of hair. And I wanted purple hair first. But then I later changed it because I was like, no, I don't, because I wanted to give her a purple dress, and I was like, she's gonna have purple hair and a purple dress. No, that's not gonna work. So after I finish working on this hair, you'll see me change the color. And I like gradients. That's actually a really nice color. I wonder if I should just kept that. I kept changing it because I wanted to make it a bigger difference, but then, oh yeah, I can't do the green hair because it reminds me of a character. There's so many things that remind me of different characters. It's like, no, can't do that. I ended up with this blue-green thing. I think I should have just kept it blue. That first one, maybe the color would have been, I like the first option, but I stuck with this one because I wanted more color. I tend to like to make things colorful when I choose to make them colorful, and it doesn't always work out, or I end up deciding that I don't like the look and I like some other look more. In this one, you see me changing the highlight styles for a really long time because I'm not happy with how it looks, and I want to make it look nicer and stuff like that. Yeah, this I think in some of my other digital drawings, I flat out use a certain color for line art. Like, I don't use black. I will make the line art a certain color because it's more fun to have colorful line art. And in this one, I did a gradient for the dress also. I did lasso and gradient. I like gradients. I like making things colorful. I like using gradients. And so I do this a lot. And then a bunch of erasing afterwards. And then to do shading, what I'll do is I'll color pick the spot on the gradient and either move it lighter or darker. And because it's a gradient, I actually have to color pick on different parts of it, because you'll notice that this dark color, it works up here but doesn't work when it gets closer to the darker color, and then the lighter color, it works up there, but once you get to the darker part of the dress, it's just a little odd. So I just keep adjusting things until it seems to look right. And I change to different brushes. I have some favorite brushes of mine that I like to use. I really like the gouache brushes that I got off the Adobe's official website. That and the brushes I got from my art class. Here you see me working on the fabric. I decided to just paint it like fabric instead of putting lines in it. And it took a bit because fabric drapes a certain way, and I'm trying to make it look nice. I'm trying to make it look somewhat realistic, and so I'll just keep painting over and over until it looks right. I ended up on the wrong layer at one point, and you'll see me change it because I started erasing some of the line art, and then I realized, oh wait, I'm painting on the line art layer and not the actual dress details layer. And so I erased it and went back on the dress details layer to fix that because I want everything to blend properly. And I have the dress details layer on a different layer than the actual dress gradient because I know I'm going to make a bunch of adjustments and I don't want to have to redraw gradient, so yeah, the details are going to be on a separate layer. Yeah, here you see me find out that, oh, guess what, I had it on the wrong layer. Part of it on the wrong layer. I guess what I should have done was just lasso the one part that was on the wrong layer, cut it out and paste it on top of the correct layer and merge it down. But I didn't do that. I fixed everything the long way. And then here are the gloves, lasso, fill, and then I locked the layer, or I didn't lock the layer, I kept the lasso, I kept the selection tool on, and then I drew inside of it. And it's underneath the hair, so that I don't have to worry about it. I was considering putting a texture on her gloves, but I decided not to bother with that. I like adding textures. I need to learn more about textures so I can add textures to clothing. I have done that, but it doesn't always turn out. So I didn't do that with her gloves. I would love to put like a lacy texture on her gloves. And then fix up the hair. Like once I'm zoomed in, I fixed the hair a little bit. I put some highlights and shading on the face. Oh, I probably did that earlier, and then now I'm on the flowers. Lasso, fill. Highlights. I wanted it more colorful. I didn't want the rose just plain blue, so you'll see me add a little highlight of color. Yeah, when I make images colorful, I try to make them really colorful. Oh, here you'll see me try and make a brush. This is the dot brush. That's that pearl brush. And so you can save as brush preset, and then I'm adjusting it so that I'm trying to figure it, because I don't remember where the different adjustments. Oh, I was like, oh, here it is. And then, but the thing is, and then it's not scatter. It's, what was that? It was on the first. Yeah, I had to do this a couple times because it was really light, and I was wondering, why is it so light? And I didn't want to redo the brush, so I decided to just duplicate the layer multiple times until it got darker and just merge them all. I'm like, okay, I'm not redoing another brush because I don't want to mess up again. I'm just gonna duplicate and merge. Oh, this, I wanted to add some detailing to the sides. I actually had an idea in my head of having pillars and columns, and I was like, no, I don't want to deal with that. I'm just gonna put 2 squares up there. Yeah, I tried color. I was like, oh, let's try shading. I'm like, I don't like the way the shading looks. It doesn't look good. So I ended up going back to the gradient tool that I love so much. It's like, select frame select gradient. And the thing with this is that after I'm done, so I just copy and paste it. The gradient tool is awesome. And then with the other things, you'll see me, you know how I merged some of them? I ended up deciding that I needed to do different things. So I have one full element that's totally merged, and I have the unmerged element, so I can adjust each unmerged element individually if I am unable to adjust the merged part. Like these green things, I was like, let's make them look a little different, and then I had to use the unmerged version to, yeah, I was trying to be lazy and not like deselect and do edit transform and just rotate it, but that didn't work because I couldn't get it to rotate properly, so I deselected it and just had it just transform 180 flip. Then doing a little bit more shading. Just the little details. Oh, and this is the texture for, I did a layer I tried a texture layer for fun. And then I tried adding clouds to see, oh, do I like the clouds? So I ended up saving a version with clouds and a version without clouds. What I do is, so I quick export as a ping, then I open up this ping and I adjust the size and then save it as a JPEG. That's what I like to do. That way I have a ping version and I have a JPEG version. The JPEG is for uploading. The ping is technically something I could upload, but it's also higher quality, so it looks nicer when it's adjusted, and maybe I could use it for an icon or something else. But I like having both a ping and a JPEG version of what I upload for the web. And here you see me changing the hue. I do a layer and I set the blending option to hue, and then I mess around with it just for a little bit, just for fun. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos, and let me know if you have any questions about the drawing process and stuff. Okay, see you in another video. Bye!